we know the conversation that is going around about how AI is going to take away jobs. What's your take on that?
AI is going to take your job.
Do you think there are jobs in Ghana?
There are jobs in Ghana, a lot of jobs. For me, you can never satisfy humans as HR people. It's very difficult when you're dealing with humans.
Someone is in Ghana and working for a company abroad and earning in dollars. People want that.
You might see roles that they've stated entry level, but they need you to have about 2 years experience. Some of them have the notion that, okay, after they've trained you, you become more experienced and you lead them for a better opportunity.
People have this perception about LinkedIn that it's a platform people are exaggerating on it.
In reality, most of them are actually attaining those heights.
How do candidates or like job seekers position themselves better in this technology transformation?
In terms of they trying to get jobs available to them, they need to keep staying updated. Right now, companies are scared to invest into talent.
Because of they'll leave you and then look for another
opportunity.
But should that be the case? If you're interested in AI, human resource technology, or you are curious about how innovative recruitment methods are transforming the workplace, then this episode is for you. This is Career Pulse by Vacancies, and on this platform, we share insights that empower you to make informed decisions for your career growth and to navigate the job market. Joining me on this episode is Michael Ike, an expert in AI-powered talent acquisition and human resource technology. With his extensive experience in strategic HR, recruitment, and using technology to enhance human capital. So Michael will share invaluable insights on how organizations should leverage tech to adapt to the changing world of work. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great too. Thank you. So Michael, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so obviously you know my name, and I'm actually, should I say, an HR practitioner. And also, I've been able to leverage technology in the past few years to streamline recruitment processes. And I would say I have cross-industrial experience because I've worked in the mining sector, the oil and gas, the staffing, HR, audit firm, and also in the fintech space as well. Okay. So yes, briefly, that's what I'll say.
Okay. Then it's good to have you on the show because we know that you are the right person to give us the guide and knowledge we need on this topic.
Sure.
Yes. So would you say that technology is indeed changing the hiring process in various workplaces and organizations?
Yes. I would say that because unlike before, you realize that when you want to hire candidates, candidates are supposed to move to organizations, submit their resumes, or maybe post it via maybe the post office. But now candidates can sit anywhere at all, send their resumes to multiple organizations. They don't need to travel to the company. And also even companies are able to reach out to candidates as well. And there are other, should I say, job portals that candidates can put in their information, and companies will go there and get their details and just reach out to them. So I would say technology has really evolved in the workspace in terms of recruitment and also even now daily functions in the workspace. Yes, so that's what I would say.
So indeed, it's transforming the workplace. But
yes,
are organizations leveraging on this technology enough? Are they leveraging on it?
Yeah, so from a global perspective, I would say yes. Okay. But when we bring it down to Ghana, I would say Ghana is evolving gradually because as compared to maybe last 5 years, most organizations were still doing manual work.
Manual work.
Yes. But as at 2023 to now, I can see a lot of organizations are adapting to the technology tools. So I think, yes, it's something that has really evolved.
How do candidates or like job seekers position themselves better in this technology transformation?
Yeah, so for candidates, in terms of they trying to get jobs available to them, they need to keep staying updated because right now the whole world is evolving around technology. And if, let's say, you're a candidate and you would like to stay obsolete You wouldn't want to update yourself or upgrade
Enhance your
yourself in any
skills.
way, or reskill or skill up. It's going to be a very difficult thing for you to get a job in this modern age, because right now organizations are looking at people who can really navigate through complex situations and problems. And if you're a candidate and you're out there and you feel like, okay, I need to really get myself out there for organizations to see me, there are professional sites, or should I say professional website, that you could go to and create an account, update your details on maybe your weekly or a monthly basis, where organizations can also track and find you and also reach out to you as well. So let's take, for example, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually something that almost everyone knows now. When LinkedIn started, people were thinking, oh, it's not going to grow that much because it's just for professionals. Even right now, people who are we have right now about 3 generations in the work world right now. That's the Gen X, the millennials, and also the
Gen
Gen
Z.
Zs. And you realize that even schools are now advising students to create a LinkedIn account, because when you're done with school, you're done with your service. At least there are opportunities out there that you could leverage on. So I would say that for candidates who are out there, if you really, really want to stay,
Relevant.
keep up with trends, you need to be on LinkedIn, obviously, because right now, and I, for instance, I've been following trends, and I'm realizing that LinkedIn is getting to a point where it becomes like a job profile and sort of like bank for most organizations to hire from, because right now LinkedIn has other components they've integrated into it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, where they can easily put out job ads and also information about their companies and all that. So if you're a candidate and you're not on LinkedIn, I'll advise that you actually create an account now. And also, they need to, as an individual yourself, you also need to be tech savvy, because the world keeps evolving, technology keeps evolving. And if you say you are okay with what you already have, trust me, it's going to get to a point where you will no longer be needed in the workspace.
That's true.
Yes. So my advice to them will be that they should actually embrace long life learning.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
To help
mentioned
them.
you mentioned the LinkedIn thing. I want us to talk more about that, since it's a platform that is recognized for job seeking and, I mean, connecting organizations to individuals.
Yes.
People have this perception about LinkedIn that it's a platform, people are exaggerating on it, people are telling lies on it. I mean, it's a general perception about social media. However, LinkedIn wasn't really in the spotlight until recently. What's your take on that? And is it a mindset people should give themselves as a reason for not being on the platform?
No.
What's your take on that?
Yes. So for me, I would say that those people giving those reasons are finding excuses, because they feel like, okay, some of them, quote unquote, to say there's people are giving so much pressure on LinkedIn.
That's what's being
But
said.
in reality, most of them are actually attaining those heights. Yes. So if you realize that if someone is actually being maybe promoted, or the person is reaching higher heights, and you are stagnant at one place, you shouldn't think that, okay, because you are stagnant, someone cannot move ahead. Yes. So that mindset should actually be taken off, and embrace the fact that you are being motivated to do more to also get there. Because unlike other people, if you should log into LinkedIn today, you realize that you've seen posts of people starting new roles,
Traveling to
yes,
places,
traveling to places,
completing,
yes,
graduating.
exactly. So this, I think, all these are kind of like information that you need to motivate yourself with as an individual in order for you to also attain higher heights.
Yes.
Yes. So with that perception, I think it's something that we should do away with, because as it stands right now, there are other surveys that have been done, and you realize that LinkedIn is actually improving year by year.
That's true.
And most people are getting their roles from LinkedIn.
Yes.
So, yes. And right now, because the workspace is now a global platform, you can even be in Ghana and work from Ghana in a different country.
That's true.
So, if you are looking at, should I say, limiting yourself to just working in your locality, then it's going to be a problem for you. You can't really get up there.
Yeah, I'm glad about your response because I do agree with you on that. I feel like when you're on LinkedIn, you should know why you're on LinkedIn and
Exactly.
your focus for being on LinkedIn. If
Exactly.
you're, as you said, it's an excuse. If you're given saying that there's pressure there, people are exaggerating, people actually making it, people actually building their brands there and getting
Yes.
the international and global recognition they
Exactly.
need. So I'm happy about your response, and I hope that people who are not on the platform would get on the platform. And it will surprise you that
Exactly.
people are still not on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, I
A
know
good
that.
number of people are
Yes.
not on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So with this, how can we, or how as like organizations with people in the universities, even in high schools, how can they position them well for the job market or encourage them to maybe be on platforms like LinkedIn? How can they do that?
Yeah, so for me, the first thing will be the responsibility of these organizations or institutions. They need to provide that training and for them to be
Mm.
able to psych these candidates or students for them to be able to log in on the platform. Because you realize that it starts from that stage. You know, even in high schools like this, in different countries, they are encouraged to start building their career right from creating accounts on LinkedIn
Yes.
and positioning themselves as people in the job market before they even graduate. So I think if we should also integrate or actually put that into our curriculum and let the children or the students understand that, you know, if you really want to be in the job market or you really want to be found, you need to be out there so that they can also start from that place. Then to make it much more easier for organizations
To
and
recognize
recruiters
you.
to, yes, recognize you.
Yes, it's very true. Personal branding has become very key in this
Exactly.
era. You spoke about jobs being obsolete and talking about how a lot of things have become automated.
Yeah.
And we know the conversation that is going around about how AI is going to take away jobs. And there are a number of jobs that have been put out there that AI will take away your jobs and all. What's your take on that? What do you think about that?
Okay, so AI is going to take your job.
Is it true?
Truthfully, in part, yes.
In parts.
Yes. Because the thing is, AI is actually evolving and is rather creating roles that
Mm.
is positioning people to be moved into those roles to embrace creativity. So if, let's say, you feel like AI is going to take your position or your role, AI is actually going to take roles that are routine or repetitive.
Rose like.
Oh, just like administrative tasks. So let's take recruitment, for instance, screening of maybe resumes. AI will be able to do that. So if let's say your duty is to just screen
Look at
resumes,
resumes.
then you should know that no, you
AI is
really need
taking
to,
over.
yes, you need to position yourself
Yes.
well. So I think for that, AI is not going to take your role if you are trying
Mhm.
to put in the effort to become creative. So that's where reskilling becomes important and upskilling also becomes important. So I think it's true that AI will take certain job positions
It's
out.
AI actually takes certain jobs.
Yes, certain jobs, not all, because definitely there need to be the human touch also over there. Yes, but there are certain roles that AI will actually take over because we are looking at automating processes. Yes, so I think for that aspect, it's true. So what people can do so that at least they are not going to lose their job is also to become more innovative.
That's true.
Yes, so that at least they can be able to fit into that positions that AI will create once it's integrated.
Mm, I like
Yes,
that. So there's a rise in non-traditional work, the freelancing and gig work as part of the
yes.
future of work. What's
Mm.
your thoughts on it, and how can people position themselves? It's become a thing in today's job market. How can people better positioning themselves to land such opportunities? Because as you mentioned, someone is in Ghana and working for a company abroad and earning in dollars. People
Yes.
want that. So how can people better position themselves for such opportunities?
Yeah, so for me, it got to a point where I've been trying to research how people can work remotely. And even right now, certain job descriptions have remote work as a requirement. So if you have an experience
They
with remote
do.
work, yes,
Requirement.
yes. So if you've
Mm.
never worked as a remote worker before, you wouldn't be able to apply for such a role because
Wow.
yes,
Wait, roles in Ghana Or they
Not
are just roles?
yes, actually,
They are just global.
yeah,
Yeah, the
global
global.
roles. Yes.
Okay.
So I think for people to be able to position themselves in that state, um, there are actually platforms that you could um, sign up onto, just like Upwork, and there's Fiverr also as well. So, for instance, I've been using Upwork for side gigs actually. So, with Upwork, you are able to position yourself. You create your profile. You let people know or understand what you do, and once they need your services, you are able to bid for roles that we put out there. So, once you bid and you are qualified or you win the bidding, you are given the job to do. And now I think most organizations are using Upwork to hire talents. So some of them are project based. So once you do the project, you are done, you are paid off, and it's
That's
settled.
it.
That's
Yes.
settled. And also, people are getting full time jobs as well over there. And there's also contract jobs as well. So you realize that these categories are, you can find any of these categories over there. So you can find a full time role there. You can find maybe just a project based role over there. You can get a contract role over there. So any of them you can find over there. So I think what people need to do is they need to start embracing themselves with technology. So there are a lot of roles that people will need to try to adapt to. For instance, let's take someone who wants to be a data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
So once you become a data analyst, it's easy for you to work from anywhere.
For
You
you
go on
can.
Upwork, you are able to get a lot of gigs because it's something that is booming.
But
Data
hasn't it become
scientists.
saturated?
I wouldn't say it has become saturated.
Really?
There are still opportunities out there. It's
Mm.
just that you realize that sometimes people go through the training process without being able to apply what they've actually studied.
Okay.
So that's what some organizations find very difficult. So, for instance, you might see roles that they've stated, okay, entry level, but they need you to have about 2 years experience. So, but people go through these trainings without any form of practical
Yes.
experience
Mm-hmm.
and they are looking for a job. It's going to be very difficult for a company to take you up and train you to get to that point. Because some of them have the notion that, okay, after they've trained you, you become more experienced and you leave them for a better this
Offer.
opportunity. Yes. So I think for that, it's more of the talent than the position or the rules available.
Okay.
Yes. So sometimes I wonder, I kind of see companies hiring for the same position over and over again, month on month. It's the same position that they are putting
They're
out there.
putting out
You
there.
ask them, they tell you that they're not getting the right candidates. So what's happening?
Mm.
You get
So
it?
what okay. So with what you've said, is it with the talents, like individuals, they are not upscaling enough, they are not getting better? Is that it?
Yes, most of them. And also they are not actually being able to apply what they've learned. So some of them go in for training. You go like you see people who have been to ALX for training and generation and all those places. And they come out and you give them a job to do. They're not giving you
Hmm.
the quality that you need.
This is interesting actually, because these platforms like ALX and Generation, they are supposed to actually give the practical aspects of
Exactly.
the courses and all. So
Exactly.
if people are not able to apply what they've learned there, because I feel like once you go through the program, you should have, they give you
Yes.
like projects that gives you the hands-on experience. Oh,
Yes, but the thing is that you see this should I say this institutions try to train the people and get them a job to do.
mm-hmm.
But sometimes most of them finish and they are looking for the jobs themselves.
Okay.
So they apply to roles that they might not meet all the requirements, but they realize that okay, since they have knowledge
This
in it,
and yeah.
yes, so they would like to apply to it, and it becomes a problem. They are not getting the job. So
Okay.
you realize that sometimes you put a role out there, and most of the people that apply are all junior levels. Meanwhile, it's a senior level role.
So is the problem now from the people not being able to apply well, or the organizations not leading the people to the jobs? Like what exactly will be the problem?
I can't really tell because I think I spoke to someone some time ago, and the person had completed this training
Mm-hmm.
and was looking for a job. So for me, I know, okay, once you're done, the institution will help you get
Get a
a
job.
job. Yes. But I think because they train a lot of people, they might not be able to get a job for everyone at the same time. So some of them will have to wait for a longer period in order for them to get to that place. So I think some of them will just try to do it
Look for
themselves.
a job themselves.
Exactly. So what I think can be done is if institutions could partner with companies,
Mm.
these
Okay.
institutions, they partner with companies and let them understand that, okay, for every cohort, we want to push
This
maybe
number of people.
this number of people to your organizations to do an internship. So once they do the internship, they're able to build their experience. After doing that, maybe it could be for 6 months or a year. Once they do that, then they can now try to apply to other places and see whether they'll be called. But if maybe they just do work on a project for maybe a month or 2 weeks and they are looking for a job for them, it's going to be quite difficult.
Mm.
Because right now, companies are scared to invest
Into talent.
into talent.
Because of they'll leave you and then look for another.
Another
But should
opportunity.
that be the case? Because
Honestly,
everyone starts from somewhere.
yes, everyone starts from somewhere. And you know, I did a research on the
Okay.
tenure for especially technical roles. And I got to know that for software developers, the tenure was 2 years.
That's the starting point.
Yeah, that's the average. So once they join you, you should expect that the longer they're going to stay with you is for 2 years.
Oh, okay. For the talent, this company, they don't go
Yes,
beyond 2 years. Oh,
exactly.
really?
So if the person goes beyond 2 years, then you should know you are doing something
Yes,
that's
you're.
keeping them.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yes. So you realize that most organizations have the notion that, okay, when we invest into this person and they leave, we are the one going to,
Suffer for the
suffer for it
yes.
because training is quite expensive now.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yes. So it's really a problem, and we are still trying to navigate all these things as HR people. It's very difficult when you're dealing with humans, honestly, because human wants
This is getting
and
interesting.
needs
I'm
actually
I'm
change
really
from time
enjoying
to
the
time.
topics like the things you are touching on because
Yeah,
there are lots going on in our job market, like in Ghana, and even
exactly.
talking about the training being expensive. I've heard a number of that from a good number of companies where people may not want to invest into talents like they should because the
Exactly.
talents will end up leaving them, and that is happening. They have a valid reason. So I know some companies have the policies of if you leave before this number of years, you pay this amount. What you've heard of that?
Yes.
And what
So
do you think
you
about
sign a
that?
bond.
Okay.
Yeah. So for some companies, you are allowed to sign a bond, and if that happens, the person can sign a bond, but if the person decides to leave, what will you do? Are you taking the person to the National Labour Commission? You see, and if you do that, that place you are going to spend money. It comes with a cost as well. So sometimes people sign the bond and they leave, and companies don't do anything about it. And when it
Yeah.
happens that way, one person does it, you realize
It
that
affects
yes,
the people who
the
come
other yes,
afterwards.
the other people too will follow up and becomes a problem. Because I've worked in organizations where people signed bonds but did not actually fulfill
Fulfill the
their part.
bonds and nothing.
It was done
Yeah.
and they left.
Is it from the talent or is it from the organization?
So for me, you can never satisfy humans, honestly. Because you can be in an organization and you are paid well, you are getting all the benefits that you want, but there may be something missing. So there was a research I conducted on the relationship between job satisfaction and employee performance. I realized that job satisfaction and employee performance, even though there's a relationship, but there's a motivating factor as well.
Yes.
So maybe someone could actualize, get to a higher position, making all the money and everything, but maybe the person might need a vacation.
The
And the person is not getting that vacation, so they decide
person
to
will
leave
leave. So this where is the talent is on the talent, not necessarily the organization.
organization. You get it. And
Mm,
as an organization, you're dealing with different people, like from various backgrounds.
that's
And you
true.
cannot satisfy everyone's
That's
wants.
true.
Yes.
Hmm. So we'll be wrapping up soon. But you spoke about companies and these programs connecting like partnering with companies so that they easily get the job immediately they finish their training.
Training,
But are
yes.
there enough job opportunities? Because say ALX is training 3,000 data scientists. Where are the companies they are going to partner with to give them the job?
I get that a lot. I get that. Yeah, so that's true because organizations with, let's say, data scientists like this, most organizations may hire one or two data scientists depending on the size of the company.
Yes.
So if maybe they are training about 3,000 people, I'm not sure they'll be able to get people for all
No.
these, like positions for all these people. So that's one of the gaps.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how are they going to bridge that gap? That one actually will sit with the
Those
institutions.
training,
Yes.
those doing the
Yes,
training,
those doing
because
the
that's
training.
it. Because they can't get job opportunities for all the 3,000 people. But would you
Yes.
agree that there are no jobs in Ghana? Do you think there are jobs in Ghana?
There are jobs in Ghana, a lot of jobs, because I'm on
There
various
are lots of jobs
platforms.
in Ghana.
Yes, I'm on a lot of HR platforms where job advertisements are done. Like you can have about 20 job openings in a
But there's
day.
the issue of unemployment.
Yes, there's an issue of unemployment. So you see, that the thing is, I think, certain organizations, some of these organizations have set themselves to be having a certain level of standard, and they know the kind of people they want to hire. So there was this company I had interactions with. It's actually a multinational company um, in the manufacturing industry.
Industry.
And they were telling me that they've been looking for a particular role for like over 6 months. And they're not getting anybody in the whole of Ghana. So they had to outsource from India.
Hey.
Even though people having that role title exists in Ghana, a lot of them. And I'm like, wow. So what exactly are they looking for like what exactly are they looking out for from that candidate? You get it. So we realize that it's more of the balance between these talents and the organization.
Organizations.
Because it's not, when you're hiring, it's not just about the person having the skill. There are also other factors that you look out for, whether the person will blend with culture.
The company.
Yes,
Another important topic, but we'll delve into that later.
exactly. So there are a lot of factors that are considered. So it becomes more of a challenge when you are recruiting, because sometimes you can have like multiple cycles of recruitment for just a particular role, just because you're not getting the best fit. Because the quality of hire right now is of essence to every organization. Because you can hire the person comes on board, the person is not performing.
It's not performing.
You
It
have to let,
affects you, the
yes.
company.
So you have to let the person go. We start the whole cycle again. Even if you have people in your pool, you might try to engage them on a daily basis. You try to reach out to them. They might tell, okay, we've gotten another opportunity. So it's a whole lot of listening altogether.
I'm enjoying this conversation. So I have two questions for you and then
Sure.
we wrap it up. We spoke about tech and the need for organizations to leverage on tech to make the most of the hiring process and to invest into talent. How can organizations balance the two? Leveraging tech for efficiency and still not losing the human touch.
Yeah, so for me, I think it should be a hybrid. So for roles like let's say for recruitment, you realize that okay, recruitment has processes that you need to follow. So there could be to understand the technology aspect, and the other half of it, the human touch. So, for instance, let's say with resume screening, maybe the first your first interaction with maybe the candidates, that one could be left for the tool to do, the
Tech.
AI or technology to do. And even with the job advertisement and all that, you could use the technology to do that. But when it comes to culture blend, when it comes to human interaction, building relationship, that one should be left for the human side.
Yes.
Yes. Because let's say, for instance, when maybe a candidate applied to your organization, you've put out a job description and all that, the job ad, and they've applied to the organization. And now an AI tool actually is being used as their first point of contact. The candidates reach out, they are being told what to do, and it's from an AI. Even though you need to make the candidate know that this is an AI that is interacting with them. Now, if it keeps going on till the end of the recruitment process, the candidate may feel undervalued because,
Hmm.
like, you, the organization, you don't even value me. You're
Isn't that
making me,
AI
yes,
have
from start
accommodated
to
you from
finish.
start to finish?
You get it.
Hmm.
So even though it's a good thing, but there should be that human touch. The person should know that okay,
I'm
they are
speaking to
yes, yes.
another
I'm
human.
speaking to their another human being because one, the person might think if your company is not out there, it's not reputable that much. The person might even think it's a scam
Yes,
at
that's
some
true.
point.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So it's very, very important that even though you can use an AI tool for your recruitment functions or activities, you should also be able to position yourself where you let the person have that human touch
Hmm.
as well.
That's true. Thank you so much for that. And from what you've said, I see that even though AI is present and all, it doesn't give room for laziness, both on the
Yes.
side of the talent and both on the side of the organization. You
Organization,
still have to
yes.
do the work in
Exactly.
spite of technology advancement and all.
Exactly.
We've spoken about how AI or how technology and its growth is going to take some jobs out of the system. What
Exactly.
jobs do you see emerging? Let's talk about the future. What jobs do you see emerging in the future as a result of AI and the growth of technology or advancement of technology?
Okay, so yes, AI is evolving, all right, but there are certain key rules that will definitely become much more needed in the
Hmm.
future. So let's take rules like data science. So definitely we'll need data scientists because machine learning algorithms are still needed to operate this AI tools.
Mm-hmm.
We will need cyber security analysts because they are supposed to ensure that these chatbots and AI tools are compliant.
Yes.
And also we will need AI um, ethicists. So they are to ensure ethical
Oh, okay.
yes, they are to ensure that the AI tools that are being created are ethical. And I think there are other rules too that are very important. But for now, I'll just mention three.
Hmm. Okay. So definitely there are some roles that are going to stay, no
Oh
matter,
yes,
even become
no matter what.
more
Yes,
important
more in
and
demand.
needed.
Yes,
Okay.
they
So
become
to
more in
my
demand.
final question for you, Michael, what's your advice to talent out there and what's your advice to organizations in leveraging technology for efficiency for both the talent and both the organizations?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, for talents out there, they are supposed to embrace technology no matter what happens because that's where we are moving towards. And technology has come to stay no matter what happens. So they just need to ensure that they are keeping themselves like they keep upgrading themselves from time to time. You know, there are a lot of free courses out there these days around AI, technology,
That's true.
cybersecurity.
Hmm.
Yes, you find all those courses out there and you can do them for free. Some of them, you can even do them for free and get certifications as well. So I think they should use that opportunity to learn some of these things and learn how they can actually blend it with what they are already doing because there are certain rules that you can blend with technology. Because right now, automation is very important. We are looking at ways we can automate everything we are doing so that
That's
we
true.
can focus on more strategic,
Planning.
yes, functions. So I think with the talent out there, they should do that, and also they should ensure that they put themselves out there. You know, there are lots of job boards that they can put themselves there. They create an account. It's for free. You just create an account, put your details over there, upload your resume, all that. It's very easy for recruiters to find you if they're looking for roles that actually match your skills. So I think they can be doing that to really help them as well. And when it comes to organizations, leveraging technology is very important and key in ensuring efficiency
Hmm.
in your organization. And I think for them, we are looking at ways and means that we could be cost effective. You know, we don't
For
want
the
to,
organization.
yes, you don't want to spend so much on maybe recruitment or maybe certain functions. Um, you can actually employ this HRS systems or HR, should I say HR systems.
Okay, such as.
Oh, so we have a lot of them. We have Bamboo HR, we have Clay HR, we
Okay.
have, and even we have interview tools like HighView and Loom AI. Yeah, so all these tools will actually help you take away the um, less strategic activities or functions and give you that leverage for you to have more time to focus on the more strategic ones. So if let's say you want to maybe conduct an interview, there are tools you can use. Human beings don't need to be there to do that. So that time that you have to sit and be doing maybe the first level interview,
You
you
can
just
use
leave it
for.
to a technological tool to you and do that, and you focus on the more strategic ones.
Mm.
That will really help.
Okay. So thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you.
expertise and experiences about human resource technology. And I believe that from this, talents and both talents and organizations have work to do. AI hasn't made things or caused them to be lazy. It doesn't mean you
No,
should be
not at
lazy.
all.
You rather,
Yes.
and if you are not investing in yourself or being hardworking, AI will eventually take you away. So thank you so much for
Definitely.
joining us.
Thank you
We
too for having
appreciate your
me.
time.
Thank you very much.